Blessings to all. Share this YouTube for everyone to see and kick the neck.
77. Mahasupina Jataka. Laputi Siddhati Silaplavanti Mandukyo Kaha Sappa Gilanthi Kakan Suvanna Parivarayati Tasavaka Falakanang Bhayati Viparyaso Vatati Tha Idhamanthiti. And once upon a time, Tiloguru Buddha, who had a long and wide blue nose, had 16 great dreams while closing the temple and said this Jatak. One day, the great king of Kosol went to sleep in the night and saw 16 dreams of going west. He woke up terrified and he saw this dream as well. He sat on the couch and ate bread in fear of death. After that, when the bread was eaten, the Shanti Brahmins and the priestly Brahmins came to the king and asked, Lord, did the king spend the night happily? Acharyas, where is happiness for me? Today I had 16 dreams in the morning. From the moment I had that dream, I was terrified. Acharya Varain read the error in it, he said. When asked if the Brahmins know about dreams, who is the dream that the king saw, and what will happen to the fact that I saw this dream? Hearing this, the monks waved their hands. In what matter did the king give you up? When questioned, the great king said that the dream was a very harsh and terrifying dream. What is the result of that dream? When asked, he said that there is a certain danger among these three kinds of dangers: king's death, Bhogantara's death, and life's death. He asked if he could react to that tone. Certainly, this dream is so intense that it is impossible to react. We will remedy that dream and remove the defects of that dream and teach our fathers failed science, said. He asked what should be done to remove those mistakes. O great king, I will perform a sacrifice called Sarva Chatushka, 4x4. If the kings are afraid of terror, my life is in your hands, Acharyas. He told me to make a clean immediately. The Brahmins who heard this got a lot of benefits. I will bring many hands that will eat and drink. The great king said with great happiness, may you not leave me. At that time, Mallika Devi went to the king after knowing that the great king, a monk, repeatedly walked far and wide. Who is the explanation? When the king hears this, they say, we are rich, but do not we know that snakes are walking on our cheeks? Said. Your Majesty, because of what you said, when I inquired about the outcome of such a dream from Swajana, the monks said that they saw a certain danger among the three dangers and said that they would perform sacrifices to avoid that danger and walk again and again. Who is great king? Did you react to the dream that you saw at the hands of the Supreme Brahman in the world of divine people? Said, Beloved, ask who are the Supreme Brahmins in that world of divine beings. O Lord, is the great Brahman of Nikal, the pure-minded child, who is the person of the divine beings, who knows all the Swarvakaras in particular? It was the blessed Lord Buddha who saw the information in his dream. Measure more. He said, Your Majesty, ask the sage. The king went to the temple and worshipped the Lord Buddha, saying, backward, good goddess. Who is the omniscient one who spread sweet notes? Great king, is it very early? He said, Lord, at that time I saw 16 dreams and said to the monks in fear. When the Bamu heard that, O great king, that dream was a very strong dream, and to destroy the dream he saw, he offered a sacrifice saying that he would make a sacrifice with all his strength. Therefore, many animals were afraid of death. You, Kali, are the supreme person in the world of divine human beings. If something does not meet your wisdom mouth, then there is no substance that was born in such past and present. Therefore, Lord Buddha said, Tell me the result of this dream. That's right, my lord. In the world of divine beings, there is no one else capable of seeing the results of these dreams except me, so I tell you. He said that he will read the dream as soon as he sees you. Good Lord, the king said the dream as soon as he saw it. Usha rukhagwayo gawa asesa canso sigaliwa kamho pokrani apka vandanam luputi sidinti silpalifti mandukyo kanhasappe gilitti. Kaka suvanna parivarayanti tasavaka falakanang bhayatiti. He kept this topic in mind and said the dream. However, Lord, I had a dream like this. 4 bulls of Anjana colors are fighting, 4 of them come to Rajangana, and when the people gather to see the bulls fighting, they roar like warriors and run away from each other. This is my first wild dream. What is the reward for this dream? They are critics. Great king, the reward for this will not be in your time or in our time. In the future, in the age of wicked kings and unrighteous men, when the good of the world began to overturn, merit receded and vice increased to merit. At the time when evil appeared and the world deteriorated, the rain did not fall well. Cloudy feet are the ones who dry up. Plants are gloomy. Therefore, he becomes a hypocrite. The Magyos climbed 4 lengths like Vastas and took in the fear that the women would get wet in the sun. When the men took shovels and boxes and went out to the canal embankment, they roared until it rained. The clouds ran away unscathed as they roared and fought, but ran away from each other. This is the one who will be rewarded in this swapta. There is no danger in the fact that you saw this dream. The future is this dream that has been lost. The Brahmins say that they are satisfied by sacrifices because of their livelihood. Thus, the sage gave birth to the dream and said, O great king, read the second dream. Lord, I saw the second dream like this. Small trees and shrubs will bloom and bear fruit without rising above the ground. This is my second dream. What are the consequences of this? Great king, the result of this is that the world will deteriorate when humans become destitute. The beings of the future will be highly lustful. The virgins who have not reached the age go to puberty and live with their children who are pregnant during the season. Plants are like the flowers of the trees in their seasons and the children like the fruits. You have no fear in this matter either. Reciting the third dream, he said, Great king. At that time, the third dream of the king said, Lord, I will see you drinking milk from the calves born on that day. This is the third dream. What is the result of this? They are critics. Even in the time when the reward will come, the old sinful deeds of the people will come to an end. The creatures of the future will not be ashamed of their parents or relatives, and they will provide for themselves the whole family. A person who likes to give to the elderly also gives a plan. Those who don't want to give don't give. Those old people are orphans and needy and do not live for themselves, but live for them like the old man who drank milk from the calves born on that day. You have no fear in this matter either. Reciting the fourth dream, he said that it was the great king. Lord, I saw the young bulls using the head of the chariots, who were the bulls of the Sektari era, using the great bulls of the old age. Those who applied to the Nambu bulls did not take the pledge and left it. Therefore, Gal went to a place of his choice and engaged in business such as trading. This is my fourth dream. What are the consequences of this? Great king, the consequences of this will be in the time of wicked kings in the future. Anna's government will win. They don't give Yasaparivara to the great ministers who are BB. The work of Dharmadhikarana is not done by old ministers who have been passed down from the generations who were skilled in wise judgment from the position of being the critic of duty. They give grace to the younger ministers who opposed them. Such people will be judged by me. If the ministers do not justify the fact that they have to do the work of the government, they will not do the work that was given to them. The old and wise people who do not look after the truth have been able to manage the affairs of the kingdom. But what are the benefits of this kingdom to us? Are you leaving now? Even the inner inferiors do not perform a born duty if they know that duty. In such a time, Tambagat, who was incapable of the Gahisa usals in every way, will be the king of those children, just like the time when the Galisa usals were in the age of Tambagat, and like the time when the generation of Mahagon Viadadu, who are incapable of the Galisa usals until now, will be the king. Your Majesty is also afraid of this matter. He said that he will recite the fifth verse. Lord, I see a horse with two mouths from both directions. He can eat from both sides. He eats from both sides. This is my fifth dream. What is the result of this? He asked. Dear King, this dream will also be rewarded in the future in the age of unrighteous king children. In the future, when the unrighteous king's children are unrighteous, unrighteous men will also be judged. Those ignorant people, who have no love for merit, sit and support and judge, and eat atlas like a horse that eats with two mouths, taking bribes from the hands of both the right and the wrong. You have no fear because of this dream. He said he will read his second dream. Lord, the great people were driven to urinate here in the middle of a gold plate worth 1 lakh by one dirty sibhala. I see that old woman performing urinating on a thick gold plate. This is the seventh dream I have seen. What is the reward? They are critics. The results will be in the future. In the future, the unrighteous king's sons, who are not ethnic, do not give a damn to the sons of the ethnic caste because of the doubt that he has created any danger for us. Aculinas are born and grow. At that time, rich people with great resources will not live and give birth to poor people because of them. In this way, the intercourse with the Aculinas of those clans is similar to the act of urinating in the urinal of an old woman. You are not afraid of this dream either. He recites the seventh dream. Lord, that man grinds a rope and puts it under his feet. That man was eating one of the sakus under their chair without knowing that man. I look like this. This is my seventh dream. What are the consequences of this? The results will be in the future. And in the future, women will be obsessed with men. They love beauty. They are fond of walking in the streets. They are fond of Amisa. They are wicked. They are immoral. Such women make their husbands work in agriculture, etc., and do not take care of their household chores like wearing flowers, perfumes, etc., and do not take care of their household chores. If it falls under the chair that has been eaten, it will eat the object along with the Chora Purusha, like an arrow. You have no fear in this matter either. He said that he is reading the eighth dream. My lord, I saw a large vase full of wine surrounded by many empty vases at the door of the palace. Even if the animals of the four groups, Kshatriya Brahman, Vaishya Shudra, bring water from 4 long and 4 sub-long pots, they fill the entire kumbha which is full of water. The rest of the wine that has been spilled will run away. Even so, but again and again in the fullness of the time, they are engaged. There is no one who has seen this. This is my eighth dream. What reward is this? They are critics. O great king, this too will be rewarded in the future. In the future, the world will deteriorate. The country is barren. The king's children are sad and ugly. If a king lives in luxury, he will lose about 100,000 in the treasury. Those kings were saddened like this and got all the Danavas creatures to leave their own industries and sow immortals like Alave Mahavi etc. for the king's children. Protected. Kapti, Maditi, they bring home, sugarcane is sweetened with sugarcane, Sugarcane is sweetened, Pushparma Falarama is done. Paddy, Sal, Udu, Mung, Tala, Kalat, etc., which are placed in the stalls, are brought, but they fill the palaces of the kings. You don't want to look at the boxes that are in your house. Doing this is like emptying a pot full of wine without looking at it. You are not afraid of this dream either. He said he will read the ninth dream. Lord, I saw a pond surrounded by earth, which had a precious lake. On the opposite side, two-legged quadrupeds get down and drink there. Deep in the middle of the pond, the pan is disturbed. Where the pond is squeezed by bipedal quadrupeds, the wine is pleasant, not disturbed. Thus I appear. This is my ninth dream. What is the result of this? O 8. O great king, this too will be rewarded in the future. The children of kings in the future will be unrighteous. They make the state by going to vote, hate, delusion, fear, and prejudice. The righteous are not judged. Atlas itself is treasured. They love wealth. Those kings' children are nothing but kind and compassionate towards the reins of the country. Chandayaha, Farusha H, at one place, lined up like a bundle of sugarcane, people of many kinds make offerings and take treasures. Human beings are oppressed by their gifts and are taken away without giving anything. Central Colony is destroyed. The suffix is populated by humans. Somehow the pan is disturbed in the middle of the pond. Are the drinks by the pond particularly pleasant? That's how it is. You have no choice in this matter either. He said that the dream was like 10. Lord, I see the rice that has ripened in a single batch becomes impure. Apaka means ripening in 3 ways as if the leaves were divided. One half of the rice is very soft. One half is rice sal. One half was lightly fermented. This is my decade dream. What is the result of this? Our critics. Great king, this will also pay off in the future. Moreover, future kings will be unrighteous. Those royal children are royal men when they are unrighteous. Brahman householders. Thus all beings, starting with the Brahmins and the laboring Brahmins, become unrighteous. After that, the god came to them. 3 gods. They are celestial deities and thus all deities are unrighteous. In the kingdom of the unrighteous king's children, great light shines. The sun that blows so strongly shakes the celestial sphere. When that Vamana was shaken, the deities poured down rain. Do not give even if it rains, the whole country will not be deprived of rain. Moreover, the rain that fell did not help even the farmers to sow. It is not the same in the state, in the same way in the lake, ponds and lakes. If the lake is covered above, the land below the lake will not die. If the lower part is covered, the upper part is not covered. One half of the crop is washed away by heavy rains. One half of the crop dies due to lack of rain. One half of the crop covers the rain and ferments well. In the kingdom of this one king, the grain that is sown in one field will ripen in 3 parts, just as the rice that has ripened in one field has 3 parts. You have no fear in this matter either. He said he is reading the 11th dream. Lord, I see the one who sells sandalwood worth 1 lakh to a scoundrel. What are the rewards? They are critics. Even in the future, when my discipline deteriorates, it will be rewarded. Moreover, in the future there will be many monks who are fond of pratya. They are preaching to others because of the fourfold suffix chivardi, the sermon that I have said to be too fond of many suffixes. They are unable to get rid of the final greed and move towards nirvana from the Nissaran party. They just give me robes etc. that I feel after hearing the wealth of my curry in the sweet tone. They preach that there are those who are willing to give. Some people sit in the middle of the street, Sataram and Sindhi, the vassal door of the palace, etc. In this way, the dharma preached by me in appreciation of nirvana, the fourfold suffix viva pindapta senasna gilana pratya, is sold for a little yellowness. They are like those who sell 100 million worth of sandalwood for garbage. You have no fear in this matter either. He said he will read the 12th dream. Lord, I see the water that has dried up. What is the result of this? They are critics. Great King, even the good of the future will be rewarded at the same time. At the same time, the royal children do not give success to the caste sons. They give yasas to the castes and the poor are left behind. Caste sons are poor. The king's children, in the courtroom, 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 the king's children are standing still, as if they were drowning in the stories of the same nobles as Sislabu. The speech of power persons who are evil in Sangha Karma Gana Karma and Patra Chiviradya and the place of judgment of Viharads is Narayanika. Their buses are affordable. The buses of the shy monks become unattractive, thus it is like a time when Sislabu sinks in every way. You have no fear in this matter either. He said he was reading the 13th dream. Lord, I see the pillars of the water like solid stone ships surrounded by small houses. What is the result of this? They are critics. Great King, this will be rewarded at such a time. At the same time, the unrighteous king's children give success to the wicked. They get wealth and spend it. Tenants are distressed. No one respects them. They love and respect others who are poor. The sons of the caste, who are like heavy stones, who are skilled in the judgment of the tribunal in the interview of the king and the interview of the ministers, do not stand. What do the sons of the caste say when they are able to speak? Others are insulted and insulted. Even in the Sannipta of the monks do not respect the shameless monks. The stories of those shy monks do not stand still in the Sangha Sannipatiya. The rock is rocking like rock. It is not understandable. You have no choice in this matter either. He said that he reads the dream like to-dos. Lord me books are toads. I see the giant snakes chasing after each other and eating the flesh, making imitation noises like sour sticks. What is the result of this? They are critics. In the same way, the deterioration of the time will be rewarded in the future. At the same time, human beings remain with their wives who are full of passion, suffering and suffering. The slaves in their houses and the gold and silver of the cowherds are also the possession of those women. Asawal, gold, ruin, pearls, etc., and all the objects of clothing, where are they? Where will that object be found when it is examined? Are you willing to judge my truth or not? In many ways, Akresha Paribhava scolded them under the foot called Mukha, who keep themselves under the spell of a slave and commit self-indulgence. At that time, there were frogs and snakes around me Puk. Is you have no fear in this matter either. He said he was reading the dream that was like 15. Lord, 10-faced, iniquity, village raider, crows with golden complexions. Therefore, I see golden swans with names named Swarna walking around accompanied by kings. What are the consequences of this? Great King, in the future, the weak kings will be rewarded in the near future. O great King, the royal children of the future will not be good at handcrafts and war. Not reconciled. Those children of the king, who are themselves worried about the royal calamity, do not give the gift to the patriarchs who are of the same race, but give the gift to the creatures like the Karanavamis who serve the names. The sons of the caste, who belong to the tribe, were unable to live without the help of the royal children, and they served the lower castes, who were in the Ishcharya. Walking in this way, it will be like a time when Swarnahamsa kings walked around with chairs. You have no fear in this matter either. He said he was reading the dream that was like 16. Lord, before leopards talk like goats. I, Kali, now recruit goats and leopards, and eat them in imitation of Murumuru. At that time, seeing the other leopards coming from a distance, the goats ran away in fear and hid in the forest. I look like this. What is the result of this? They are critics. O great king, in the future, unrighteous kings will be rewarded in the age of children. At the same time, the Akulinas become kings. They are excited. Caste sons are unknown. If those clans who were kings had told the songs of their royal children, I would have sat in the judgment hall and justified the fields and monasteries of the animals that came from the race. Ours, don't you know that when you are debating in the courtroom, you are going to make a boat out of canes and throw it away? Debate with us, now inform the king and cut the water with his hand and take the son of that caste. The sons of that caste, out of fear of the casteless ones who were the king's guardians, betrayed the Kshetra Vastu monastery that they possessed to open the monastery to you and served themselves well in the house. Sinful monks persecute the shy monks as they wish. That shy and precious monk sat hiding in the jungle without getting any help. In such a time, it will be like a time when the poor caste sons and shy monks who were oppressed by inferior races and sinful monks would hide and run away from the goats. You have no fear in this matter either. This dream was seen by you for the future. They said that because they are unrighteous, they do not know the state of dharma, and they are affectionate towards themselves. Did they say that they will perform the Sarva Chatushka Yagya for the destruction of this dream that you saw because you will get many treasures and live in them? In this way, the All-Wise One has given his reward in the 16th week. O great king, now you who have seen this dream are no longer here. In ancient times, the children of kings saw the same. The Brahmins and the king said the same to the children and offered this dream sacrifice. Then the Buddha, who was invited by the king of Kosol, asked whether the dream tellers told them this dream from the theory taught by the sages. Asa Mahabera Satano, born in the famous Brahman clan, who was born during the reign of a king named Brahmadatta in Varanasi, came of age, became a monk in the Suri Pavrajya, gave birth to Panchabijna Ashta Samapatti, and lives in the region of Himalayas with meditation and sports. At that time, King Brahmadatta of Varanasi saw the dream in this manner and was questioned by the Brahmins. The Brahmins will sacrifice themselves in this way. Among the Brahmins, the wise man in the hands of the Brahmin priest is the wise Vyakta. Then he said to Acharan, O Acharan, we were taught the Vedas by you, and in that Vedas, is it not possible to kill one and make a swasta for another? After hearing this, the Acharyas said, My child, this strategy will bring us many treasures. He said that you are willing to guard the treasure of King Juruvan. The man who asked Phoebus said, If that is the case, O Acharan, what shall I do near you? Let me be your sacrifice, and walked away and went to the king's garden. Even the great bodhisattvas at that time knew that fact, and today when I go to the human path, the people will be freed from my bondage. That human being also went to the bodhisattvas and sat next to them and spoke well. Who was Mahabosatana who spoke sweetly with that human being? Manavaka asked if the king ruled righteously. Lord, King Kali is righteous. Even so, the Brahmins keep him on the path of hell. The king saw 16 dreams and said to the monks. The Brahmins started doing Yama Karamhai. Who is it, Lord? The reward of these breaths is what the king said to the people. Mankind, we are the kings of Kali. The king does not know us. If they come here to criticize, shall we tell them? Manavakaya Lord, I have called the king in if you look at me for a blink of an eye. The Bodhisattva vowed to the creatures that they would be fine and approached the king and said, O great king, an ascetic monk will come down to your garden and tell you the results of your dream. After listening to his words, the kings, accompanied by the public, immediately went to the garden and bowed to the ascetics and sat down. Lord, did you give me the reward of my dream? They are critics. Yes, great king. He said, tell me when it happened. Maharaja Juruvani said, when I see you, I will tell you my dream. Good, my lord, said the king. Usabha rukhagviyo gavata aso kanso sigalivaku pokhrani apka sadating lipuni sidanti sila plavanti mandukyo kanhaspe gilanti kakan suvanna parivarayanti taswik faliknang bhaigiti. After reciting this stanza, Kosol recited the 16 dreams in the same manner as recited by King Kosol. The great Bodhisattva also said that those 16 dreams were the results of the same description of the Sachi said by the All-Wise. O great king, this is the product of the dream. If there is a sacrificial act in order to destroy the defects in that dream, then the sacrificial act exists because it is perverted. By what means? The result of these 16 swaptas is that the qualities of the beings in the world are changed. Now even you have no reward from these 16 dreams when this male couple exists. Therefore, the sacrificial actions that existed for the destruction of those dreams exist because of the change. There is no benefit from that sacrifice. Mahabosatana reassured the king that he had no fear or loss because of the fact that he had seen these 16 dreams, released the people from their bonds, and again warned the king from the sky and set up the 5 pillars from now on. He performed the Pashughat Yagya together with the Brahmins and preached Piyavi Dharma and went from the sky to the place where he was hiding. The kings also stayed under the advice of Mahabosatana and died and went to the next world after performing the benedictions. Lord Buddha, the sage, delivered this sermon to the king of Vadra. You are not afraid of the fact that you saw the dream. Apart from this sacrifice, he changed the father's sacrifice and gave life to the people, and completed this Mahasupina Jataka by reconciling the previous joints. The kings of that time are now Ananda Sthaviras. Manavakaya is Shariputra Sthaviriyo. At that time, he said to himself, if I had done penance, I would have become Tiluguru Samyak Sambuduraja.